Hi there, welcome to episode 5. Today I've decided it's time for an upgrade. I think it's time to replace the Glory for the much improved Fury. I spent days gathering all the materials together to get 90 crafting. Now I know I could have used a boost for this, but where's the fun in that? So I checked through my bank, and to start I needed 2500 buckets of sand to use all the giant seaweed I'd collected. I would need 2850 cosmic runes to charge enough air runes for the battle staff collection I have. But luckily using Prifddinas I could get 250 at a time, which made this much easier. After finishing gathering all those other materials, the only thing left to train my crafting was a bunch of unpowered orbs I had collected in my bank to use against my daily battle staffs that I'd collected up. It's about 1,000 at this point, so I decided I was going to charge air orbs because they offer the best crafting XP when you turn them into the battle staffs as opposed to all the other ones, and the obelisk itself is a fairly easy one to get to by just going into Edgeville, going down the trapdoor just south of the bank, and then you can run all the way up towards Vanica, go into the wilderness, up towards the black demons, and up to the air obelisk and charge your orbs there. This does require 66 magic, so it is the most high level of all of them, so that's why it offers the best XP. So it's much better than doing the earth, which is right next to there. Unfortunately, this is in the wilderness, so it is dangerous, but you're only in level 7, so it's not too bad. The requirements to get the full inventory and the maximum efficiency would be 27 unpowered orbs, 81 cosmic runes, and an air staff. This will allow you to do the full inventory without risking any unnecessary runes or GP or anything like that. There are much faster ways of getting there, like using a glory to get back to Edgeville once you've done it. Well, once you've charged all your orbs anyway, then you can rerun, which saves a bit of your energy. You can use ancient teleports because there is an ancient spell within the beginning of the wilderness, so you could use that to get there faster. But I didn't really have any of that. I didn't really want to go and charge an extra load of glories, so I decided to just run there back and forth because it's fairly AFK. It takes a fairly long time to run there, so I thought I'd just catch up on my Netflix and go from there. Over the whole grind of doing 1,000-ish air orbs, I was only PK'd once. I lost one inventory, so as I said, only 27 orbs and 81 cosmic runes, so it wasn't that much of a setback. After a long evening of doing all the air orbs, the last thing I had to do was make all my molten glass using giant seaweed and the buckets of sand I'd collected earlier. I had previously used this method to get up to craft a glory, so I chose to continue using the 3 to 18 method, so that's 3 giant seaweed to 18 buckets of sand. This does output the best molten glass per spell cast using super glass make. Now, this is the most efficient regardless of whether or not you pick up the excess that falls to the ground. I choose to do that because I don't want to waste any of that molten glass. Then you use the super glass make smelt on the lunar spellbook. This requires astral runes, air and fire, so I was using just the astral runes in my inventory, an air staff and my tome of fire. It's a fairly AFK thing, you're just picking it up, doing it. You can obviously just leave those on the ground, it makes it even more AFK. But by the time I'd done this, I had all the crafting materials necessary to get myself up to 90 crafting. After all my prep, I collected all my crafting supplies and started with the fast XP such as gems, hides and the battle staffs to see how many molten glass I would then need to use to finish off the grind. This was quite a sizable amount of bank value, but as I'm playing on a group Ironman, the bank value wasn't that important. But I managed to get all of that done fairly quickly. Did take a little hit in terms of value, but that wasn't the important thing. It just allowed me to then have a lot to alch in the future. After finishing all the fast XP, I knew how many molten glass I needed to blow. I chose to do light bulbs as these offer the best XP compared to lantern lenses, which are only 55. Now, although I can't resell these without adding a goblin wire to them, the 15 increase in XP is far better than being able to recoup that tiny amount of GP, as that's not really the importance of getting the crafting grind. So I carried on doing this. It took a fair amount of time because although it's a 15 XP increase, 70 XP per action is still not fantastic in terms of XP per hour. But I kept going with this until I reached 90 crafting, which is just about to come up now. So we got that. It's fantastic because that's obviously the highest crafting level I've ever been on any account, because on this account it's actually necessary to get it, apart from getting 99 for the bank close teleport that everyone wants to use. So now that I had 90 crafting, it was on to obtaining the onyxes. The final part of the grind was obviously obtaining the onyxes themselves. So the main way for most Iron Men is to take Chaos Runes and sell them to the Tazar Rune Store, as this offers 9 Tuckle per Chaos Runes when the shop is overstocked. As you can see, the shop is overstocked by a fair amount, and this is the same in every world because this is the traditional way to get a lot of Tuckle. So I combined all of my runes with my GIM partner, GIM Gumption, and we bought 2 onyxes because he was also ready for the upgrade as well. Now that the Chaos Runes had been sold, it was time for me to purchase the 2 onyxes for the upgrades. As only 1 is stocked per world, I did have to hop once in order to buy it, and now that that has been done, it's time for me to craft the onyx amulets, string them, and enchant them for one of the best upgrades we're going to get for quite a long time on our accounts. Now, we do have a 3rd member. When he is up to needing this upgrade, we'll obviously repeat this process, and I'll be able to give him a Fury as well. For some reason, I've always chosen Edgeville Furnace to do things like that, so I grabbed my cut onyxes, 2 balls of wool, 2 gold bars, my mould, and the enchanting runes, ran over to the furnace, created both of the amulet unstrung, then I'll string them, enchant them, and then we have, as I said, the best upgrade that we're going to possibly have for quite a long time, offering us far better offensive, defensive, prayer bonus, everything, as opposed to the glory. Not to say that the glory is a bad upgrade, it'll be used certainly for a lot of other things, but right now this is going to be amazing for all of our future training. After finishing the training, I thought it was time to put this new upgrade to the test, so I decided to strap on my welfare gear, but now instead with the Fury, and head back out to the Chaos Ellie to see if I could get that early Dragon Pickaxe. Now, this was before the new Wilderness update, which obviously now has moved the Dragon Pickaxe's drop to the KQ, so that might be something we try in the future, but for now I was still trying, I'll go for the Chaos Ellie. It's the easy place that a lot of people get the Dragon Pickaxe, as well as, possibly an early pet, with it being only 1 in 300. Now, despite the massive increase from the Fury, I was still fairly inefficient at killing the Chaos Ellie. So I managed to get another further 10 KC, and unfortunately we didn't get any more drops, but it seems to be that this is fairly, well, at this time anyway, there was no PKers, but now from future perspective, I know that the Wilderness is a lot busier now, so it may be something that I try and change in the future, to try and go maybe for the KQ, or maybe KBD, because it's been reduced to a 1 in 1,000 drop, or maybe even try out the new Wilderness bosses myself, or with my group partners, and see if we can snag something from those. But obviously we are concerned that there is a large amount of PKs around now, so it's going to be a lot tougher to go out into the Wilderness. But I can always go back and see if I can try this flinching method, because it's definitely not bad. It's just not particularly fast using the welfare gear that I have, unfortunately. So in this video we managed to get a massive upgrade for the account and for my group members account, which will be great going forward. We'll be able to maybe tackle a lot harder bosses, some better Slayer tasks, and see where that goes. Managed to get a further 10 KC at Chaos Ellie, not a lot, but better than nothing. So we'll try that in the future, or maybe some of the other bosses, as I said. Now, up and coming, there are a few special grinds I've gone on, so be sure to like and subscribe to make sure you see those when they come out. But for now, that's it for this episode. Until next time.